Hello everyone on the internet and thanks for tuning in.
And welcome to another episode with me, Master Bushido, with my Toku Bros on the outside of Flayvaman!
Mega Mabushi! Mega Mabushi!
For those that are unfortunately listening to this, he is referring to the finishing gimmick line of his Sazer-X of Ghost's new weapon, that's the Sunglass Slasher.
It's for the Goemon form? Tamashi? Goemon Tamashi?
Well, it's just for... No. It's what it says, regardless, whatever it says.
Anyway, so while he's recoiling from that, we are here for another week's Toku Talk. Woohoo!
Do you want to do the honours in telling people what our Toku Talks are about while I'm still in Trumpeta?
We are covering current Toku news and also the Tokusatsu that me, myself, Flayvaman and Kamen Rider Bushido have been watching over the previous 2 weeks. Yes, and I shall start because I am buzzing and raring to go.
Yeah, well, good. You go for it because I'm still marred.
Because even though, to leave current Toku to one side for a moment, I have been catching. Well, I've started on a show that was broadcast about 3 years ago. It is BIMA SATRIA GARUDA, and this is a tokusatsu that aired in Indonesia. It is an Indonesian tokusatsu, and I've only watched the first 2 episodes so far, but my goodness, I am absolutely in love with this show. I mean, I really wish I'd watched it while it was being broadcast, but it doesn't matter because I now have the full series subbed, and the subsequent series BIMA X. I'll be honest, I did not know what to expect because I've seen bits of Chinese tokusatsu, and that the earlier ones were goddamn awful, and then the later Chinese tokusatsu, it's kind of alright, but it's not spectacular. I've seen clips of Korean tokusatsu, and that actually does look alright, and it looks interesting. Whereas Indonesia, I'm pretty sure they haven't done any tokusatsu before. I'm pretty sure this was their first entry. I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, this was sort of like this was their big one. And
what's more, do you want to mention? And this is the one thing that got me intrigued. Mention who's the special guest recurring actor.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew this as well, and you mentioned this when I mentioned BIMA last time.
But he's not a main.
Apparently, Gat does appear at some point in the series. I'm thinking it might actually be not until series 2, BIMA X.
Oh, right.
I think I actually don't know. But again, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and sort of coming back to Satira. Is it BIMA Satria Garuda? Yeah. Satria. Yeah, it's like Satria Garuda. Yeah. Sorry. Right, so talking about just the first couple of episodes, build up. So there was so much build up to this. My original Toku bro, a guy called Tolfan, if he's watching, hello. This is something that, as soon as I learned that Indonesia was doing this Toku, I literally shouted out to him, I'm like, dude, you guys are doing the Toku. And he's like, yeah, I know. And again, I knew about it at the time of broadcast, but didn't try looking for it. I was thinking, alright, maybe wait until someone tries to sub it. Because even finding Chinese subs for Chinese Toku is quite difficult. But anyway, I kind of left it, and then it's always been in the back of my mind. So I've seen the screenshots, and the suit, I knew what the suits looked like. I was like, actually, the suits look alright, But where I have been going through random, since then, I have seen random bits of Ultraman. I've been I worked through the Toho Seishin series, and bits of other Toku. I mentioned Super Cyber Samurai Squad that I watched just before Christmas. So I've been seeing a lot of other Toku that's not Toei. and I've been generally underwhelmed. So I kind of said to myself before watching BIMA, I'm like, right, I'm pretty sure this is Indo's first Toku entry. So don't really, don't build it up. Don't have high hopes. Don't build it up. It might be a bit, for first entry, might be a bit poo. But when I watched that first episode, I'm not just saying this because of my boy Toku. I saw the first episode, and I'm just kind of like, from the first scene, you literally see one of the generals. His name's Iron Mask. He comes down. Just the name on its own, Iron Mask. He looks spectacular, by the way.
Can you give me an example for those that haven't seen him? What's he look like?
Well, alright, I'm going to be a bit rubbish in describing, but he's literally just got a metal face, but it still looks good, right?
So are we talking like Iron Mask like Iron Man Mark 1, or
No,
Iron Mask like Barizal?
It looks like... Right, if you know what the gold commander in Kamen Rider Black RX looks like...
No.
He's got his gold. In Saban's Master Rider, he's called Dragon. It kind of looks like that, maybe a touch simpler. Anyway, so he's basically comes down, he's wielding his like bow staff around, and it's just like wow. And then you get your backstory to the guy who is basically. It's quite weird, really, because, maybe it's a bit of a spoiler, but you've basically got a guy from another dimension, he comes to Earth, and then, basically you've got Iron Mask, and you've got the Voodoo Kingdom, and ironically, the leader of the... Right, I don't know if this is a dig at Russia, but the leader of the Voodoo Kingdom is a guy called Rasputin, and so... He's basically now wants to conquer Earth. That is the story. He wants to conquer Earth. And, so he sends down his general. We find out in episode 2 he's called Iron Mask. But in episode 1 he's just some random metal face guy running around causing havoc. The choreography in this show is actually fairly good. I mean, it's not spectacular, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 6, 7. And so then this random guy, I'm so rubbish with names. Can't remember his name, but anyway, this random guy, he's like, he kind of gets himself caught up in the fighting, as you do. And then the guy who's like, so basically Iron Mask has come to planet Earth to conquer it, but then he's also chasing this guy called Mikhail, who sort of stole one of the Power Stones to stop them conquering Earth. But then this Power Stone glows when the main hero, is near it. So Mikhail literally just jams it into his chest, and his body just randomly absorbs it. And he suddenly gets the power to be Satria Garuda.
So wait, he throws or pretty much thrusts up. He jabs into his own or Iron Mask's?
Again, I can't remember his name. But,
the random guys.
But again, where I've watched so much Japanese Toku over the years, I pick up Japanese words. Even though I know nothing about Indonesian, despite the fact that my brother Tofan talks it, I learned that the word for brother is kak, and so he's got his sister there and another brother. I'm not sure if they're just friends or what, but they call him kak.
You sure it's not like another brother from another mother kind of thing?
I don't know. Again, it's kind of I'm a bit shit. Anyway. So again, he's the main hero, because you do get a backstory with him, but again, I don't know how they managed to write this story so well. Basically, the boy, the main hero, you get a bit of a backstory with him in that when he was he was basically orphaned. And again, the sort of like the opening scenes about our hero. he's, you know, you see him as a child with his parents, and like the house just like poof, it goes up. You know, you literally see like the fear and tears and everything. It's, you know, compared, you know, for this being for this being like a new show, it's really in your face.
Dark.
I've never felt this passionate about a first show since seeing Garrow, which actually was around, well, you know, because Garrow was 2006, but then Garrow Makai Senshi was around this time, 2012, 2013. So so even though this is 2016 and I'm watching the 2013 series, I'm just like, oh my god, I really should have watched this sooner. So yeah, you got that backstory. You then see him like bump into Mikhail, who's, again, he's not, because after he sort of jams a stone into his chest, he just goes back to his dimension, I guess. And then sort of every so often our hero just sort of zones out and he's back with Mikhail, and he's like, oh, you are BIMA, you are, you know, you've got to save the Earth. And even in the first 2 episodes, you see our hero, he's like, oh, but I don't want I don't want my family being endangered. I don't want this responsibility. It's quite refreshing. I mean, it's, again, they've really done this really well. And the sets are normal, to be fair, because, like, our hero as an adult, he is a mechanic. And so you've got, like, your sort of standard sets. But then the set for the Voodoo Kingdom, it's insane. It literally looks like... Oh, I don't know if this is a bit of a controversial comment, but North Korea? Oh my goodness, like the set for the Voodoo Kingdom, you literally got his followers and stuff, and he's like, you know, Rasputin is on some like massive plateau.
Okay,
and,
let's
like,
be more polite. Let's be more polite. Okay, let's go with more Geki Ranger if that's more polite.
No, totally not. No, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. It's not Geki Ranger. Anyway, that you're talking about the Rinju Kinaguga.
Yeah,
nothing like that. And then like Iron Mask and Rasputin, they communicate via hologram. So like he'll have one, and then the other person will be in hologram form. And like Iron Mask, even though I'm only 2 episodes in, on about 3 or 4 occasions he's gone, oh sorry master, I've failed you. And then Rasputin's like, no, you're just gonna kick their ass anyway. Go back out there and kick his ass. And like and I will tell you one thing that stood out for me in episode 1. Now we never talk about any sort of Japanese toku, by the way.
Well, we never talk about this much on a first episode.
Right. Hold on. I've only watched 2 episodes and I'm buzzing and I'm dying to watch more, but I've got to get around to converting the rest of it. The one thing that we don't talk about when we talk about any Japanese toku are the extras.
Explain.
Right, now I will tell you, this is insane.
What do you mean by extras?
Like, you know what like a film extra is? Like people in the background, like people who are like, do you know what I mean by like, a film extra?
But hey, are we talking about the cameos or?
No, not cameos. These are just normal, unrecognisable extras, like people in the background.
Yeah, what about them?
Right. So, alright, like in Japanese, right, so let me take like a random example. So like Ninninger, the Christmas episode, like the Santa Claus does his big butt, and then you'll just see like a bunch of Japanese people sat around a table, and then they'll be like, ugh, and then they'll just sort of keel over on the floor. That is Japanese extra, that's Japanese acting for extras, yeah? Well, that's how Japanese extras act is what I mean, yeah? So, they might collapse on the floor or they'll fall on the floor unconscious. That's pretty much about it. Or, like in, say, Go Kaiju, for example, the very first episode, you'll see them you might hear them like sort of kind of shrieking and covering their head as like rubble falls on their heads. But let me tell you, I don't know, I mean, again, you know, it's up to you if you actually pay attention to that amount of detail. But, you know, and that's watching any Japanese Toku. But, yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if it goes across the board for other non-Japanese Toku. But specifically, the first couple of episodes of BIMA, when a monster appears in, like, you know, because I know I remember the first episode clearly, it was like in a park, that Iron Mask just sort of like, boom. You literally see them running and screaming in terror. It's insane. I'm just like, you know, it just really stood out. It's like, you know, I've watched all this Toei Toku over the last 10 years. I've never really sort of spotted that. You know, like, again, they might collapse on the floor unconscious or whatever, or run, you know, covering their heads with, you know, when rubble's falling on them. But all they would, you know, it's like literally the director must have said you have one job, and that's just to run away in terror when this monster appears. And they literally run, like you literally see them like shrieking like mad, like they're really scared. It's, again, I was just like, oh my god. Trust me, I've watched so much Toku, and you know, and again, watching this Toho Seishin series has got me pretty underwhelmed for like non-Toei Toku. But BIMA, oh my god, oh my goodness. If you have time, just download it, watch it. I mean, because there's 2 sets of subs that are actually available for this, but I couldn't get. I think it's BIMA Anon. Their subs seem to have randomly disappeared. But I've been watching the Sky. I think it's called Sky Sub. Yeah, I mean the subs I've been watching have been by Sky Fan Subs, I think they're called. And it's just it's just in the first 2 episodes alone, it is immense. It's fair, you know. I mean, to give it some criticism, it is fairly linear. It doesn't feel like that much is happening. It's literally like one thing at a time.
Question. Within the couple of episodes that you've seen so far, does it feel like your stereotypical monsters of the week kind of thing?
That's a bit hard to tell at the moment, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's how it turns out. But
right.
I mean, again, you know, and I guess this is me sort of giving away plot detail, but like in the second episode, it's basically a continuation of, again, our hero's brother, you know, he calls him his brother, was kidnapped. So it's basically chasing after his brother. He tracks him down to a warehouse somehow. I can't even remember how.
Quick thing. 2 questions. 1, would you compare this more towards a rider or a Sentai?
Rider.
2, how many BIMAs are there?
Well, this is it. I don't know, but it seems
so at the moment just one.
Seems the one, yeah. Because, you know, Mikhail, again, he seems to have buggered off back to his dimension.
Okay. And secondly, or lastly, should I say, what's the outfit like? Because you know how much I'm a fan of that.
The suit looks good. I mean, you know, like I said, even before watching episode 1, I knew what the suit looked like. Well, no, I knew what the helmet looked like. The helmet looks nice. The suit, again, I'm just really picking this up.
I'm going to try and guess.
It's basic because...
Is it Rider smushed with Garo but gone right?
No. It's, alright, Rider, but then instead of spandex, it's because he's got like the armor from Kamen Rider, and then he has like a really rich fabric underneath that.
Interesting.
It looks like, it's not like it's not spandex or leatherette a la Go Busters.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't describe it. It looks like a really rich well padded fabric underneath it.
Alright.
It's, again, you have to see it. It's not, it's a very shiny acrylic-y fabric that he's wearing under the armor. So, like you've got like most of the armor pieces.
Latex.
And then like the chest and the back. What?
Latex?
No, it's not latex. It's a really rich cottony acrylic-y fabric, but I don't know my materials like an expert. But suit look, seeing the full suit head to toe, because I know what the helmet looked like definitely, but head to toe, it's really good.
Which one's the one now? You're gonna have to correct me. There was one I saw, and I can't remember if it was Sazer-X or whatever, or BIMA, that looked like Leo's helmet from Geki Ranger.
Well, all right. If you're gonna bring him up, it kind of does look, similar. There are some similarities.
The whole mane and thing, yeah, I know.
Well, this is it, because again, I was talking to Tolfan about this, because I'm like, I told him, I was like, oh my goodness, this is an amazing show, and he goes to me, oh, did you know that Garuda's like the national bird for Indonesia? I'm like, well, no, I didn't, and it's a bit convenient in my, like he told me that, I'm like, oh, I didn't know, it's like I never knew that, it's like a fact you learn. But I'm kind of like, when it comes to this is meant to be a power from another dimension, and it just happens to be based on Indonesia's national bird. It's a bit convenient.
Cliche, you mean?
No, convenient. I mean, cliche, you can't really call it cliche. I mean, saying that, Shinkenja's based, has a strong theme of Japanese culture. That's cliche. This is more like, well, I mean, I don't know that much about Indonesian television to say, oh, yeah, they always put out stuff like this. I mean, like Britain Britain way back when would do that with Dad's Army and whatever. But so I don't know that much about. Indonesia or Indonesian television to make that conclusion. I mean, like Japan, we can say, we know X amount, I know this much about Japanese, and anyone who knows anything about the Japanese knows that in general they are very patriotic. So I don't know that much about. I mean, I even talking to Tolfan, it's not so much about Indonesia, big whoop. I mean, I'm quite patriotic about being British, but I don't bang on about it.
You just did.
Seeing as it's part of the discussion, but just based on 2 episodes, I could talk for the rest of the show about it. But I think I've summed it up quite nicely.
Right. Next.
Hand breathe. Okay.
Okay, take a deep breath.
Yes, I'm good.
You sure?
Ninninger.
Right.
I'll let you start. So episode 44 was literally only just released by TV Nihon.
Yep.
I'm not sure when it aired in Japan because they've had sort of
messy timeline.
Yeah, post Christmas and that. It's been a bit bad. But go on.
Right. To sum it up without the spoilers, Kibani again gets revived, and then you find out that, and spoiler alert, Kyuemon is the secret son to, which I thought...
I'll be honest, I had that spoiled for me about a week or so ago.
But I like that.
The story behind it is it's jammy and dodgy at the same time.
I liked it. I like the fact that it's like that. It's almost like a Star Wars thing that it's like a secret sunset.
It felt like something that would typically happen in ancient times. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Either way, and then Aka Ninja's grand.
Yeah, so that again, there's so much stuff that's got to be revealed there, but. Have you seen the screenshots of the upcoming episode?
Yeah.
But then again,
it's 3 generations of Aka Ninja that's going to be in the next episode, which I'm going to be like, that's going to be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, because I reckon that must mean that Takaharu's father
Yes, has to be able
must have,
to.
must stuff.
Yeah, must stuff. Yeah, must have his
Powers
back.
returned.
Yeah, which
You know,
who knows? It's bizarre. Otherwise, yeah, King Shurikenjin comes back, which we all know I don't really give two shites about, but
I haven't really followed the mecha story, to be fair.
eh.
But like, you know, there was a bit of activity going on, but I kind of felt it almost felt like a filler. Like,
I can see
yeah,
that. Here's the thing. We did see.
and then they brought
We
back,
saw that.
They brought
Hang on.
back the original. They brought back the original general.
Yeah, which I found interesting. But the thing is it was almost like as though him coming back. It's like, hi, I'm back. It's like that's it.
Mm.
Like, and then Gabi Raizor, that is his name. And then, but otherwise, the other guy, the whole mage, the chief of staff or whatever you want to call him, I hoped a bit more, and then instead we find out that he's this midget in a bigger body of himself, and I'm like,
oh, him, yeah.
and I'm like, alright, but then he then gets out, and then
I don't know. I mean, like, this wasn't Monster of the Week, so I kind of liked that.
but at the same time, I really wanted him to have a bit more of a better background or better origin than just seeing that he's a midget in his own body.
That didn't bother me, but I can't. Again, I just saw for that episode, I thought, it's a bit of a nice change from just a silly monster doing silly shit like Ninninger and Hurricane-ja, and again, I mean, I've mentioned this before, like the fact that Kakuranger, Hurricane-ja, Ninninger, they are all three crazy series with the ninja thing. Because again, you look at the dinosaur themes. Zyuohger was a really serious series. Abaranger was an abstract series.
How do you mean abstract?
And then abstract, with the whole painting thing.
Oh yeah, but a bit more jokey as well.
And then Kyoryuja.
You got there.
It's just super, like, batshit crazy.
Yeah, but it was good.
So, at least, again, the ninjas, and this is alright, I think, and unless you want to add anything else to this ninja section, the one thing I read, I think this must have been by Sean Akizuki a couple of weeks ago, well, I think he's just republished his old article, about that actually Toei did a different Ninja Sentai way before, called Ninja Captor.
Explain.
Right, so basically, from 1975 to 77, you got Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, the original Sentai.
Yes.
And then, basically, between that and Jaku, they did a series called Ninja Captor, which is basically 7 Ninja Rangers, like a team of 7 Ninja Rangers, being ninjas, I guess. I don't know the full synopsis of it. And then they did Jaku, then they did Battle Fever J, but then the thing was, originally, they didn't count Go Ranger and Jaku even. It was literally Super Sentai started from Battle Fever J.
Mm.
And then only, I think just before Gower Ranger, they decided to start counting Go Ranger as the original start.
Mm.
But they are still leaving out Ninja Captor. So who knows how that's going to be. But even from what I've seen of it, it looks batshit crazy as well.
In regards to just going back to Ninja, I'm intrigued as to how this is gonna finish and so on and so forth. And I mean, there's still another 2-3 episodes to go on to, and
right, we've just had episode 44, so 3 more episodes.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to actually, regardless of the outcome, I really want to do our full review with spoilers and all in our official review. Moving on to Ghost, if you want.
No, do you not want to talk about Faiz?
I'll get there. Alright, fine. Alright. For those that aren't aware, I have been watching Faiz for the past month or so or whatever, and now I'm on episode 20 something or other out of...
Oh, good, yeah.
Shush.
No, I'm happy, go on.
I'm interested. Like, I'm not going to deny, there is a lot going on in Faiz. It's not just, like, at the beginning, yes, it's okay, but then you go into episode in the late teens, and there is a lot of involvement, there is a lot of dialogue, there is a lot. I mean, there's almost like a four-way romance now. There's a second rider, there's a reveal of the third rider, then there's the evil group called the Lucky Clovers, and then one dies, then another one wants to come in, and then it's just so much going on, but in a good way.
I'm not going to lie to you, it gets busier.
But at the moment, it's busy, but in a good way, if that makes sense.
It gets busier, trust me.
Alright. But if I'm not mistaken, is it Delta? That's the third one? So I can't wait to see Delta.
Because, is the second one yellow? Second one's yellow.
Well, blacky.
Oh, because Faiz is like black on red, isn't it?
Black on red, and then Kaiser is black on yellow.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, yellow.
Yeah, and then Delta should be blue?
No. Anyway, well, you'll see what he looks like. He is pretty kick-ass, though.
And then
so much goes on with Delta, though.
Alright, and then I'm unfortunately, like, I kind of have a hunch as to who Saigo will be, but that's another story. But anyway. No.
Right, I'm just going to start hollering fan service right now. What do you make of the main heroine?
Like, for once, it's not, what's it? Fan service, I think.
No, see, I don't think it's fan service. Like, damn, man.
No. Well, wait, but I think the female villain is more fan service than the other one.
You're not talking about Smart Brain Girl, are
I'm
you?
not talking about the Smart Brain Girl.
God.
The Orphanok.
Oh, yeah. Right, those Orphanoks, by the way. I mean, right, this might be spoiler for you, right?
Don't say it. Don't say it.
No, hold on.
No.
Because, are you at the stage where you see 3 Orphanoks together?
Yes. The originals.
Right. Yeah. So, because this is it, I will not remember the names for the life of me, because you've got the 3 Orphanoks living together, right? And because you got the quiet male, you got the schoolgirly female, and then you got the rebellious man. Right, that guy is such a legend, and I will talk about him when we do our Faiz review. Alright, there you go. I will not say anymore.
Anyway.
What's his name, the rebellious one?
Kaido.
Right. Okay, I'm going to be talking about him when we do our review.
Anywho.
Moving on. Right, this will only take me like a minute or two, because it's not actually started yet.
Right.
But
hang on. Let me just set a time on that then, if you want.
Oh, shut up, man. Anyway, so Power Rangers Dino Supercharge, a trailer was released for it, I think it was about a week or two ago. We do know that basically Snide and Zeltrax are the same person, but they've given the Zeltrax form a different name. And, we know that he's going to be the main villain of the series. Don't know what's happened to Sledge. That'll be quite interesting. We see what the Supercharge forms looks like. Very nice. And yeah, that starts on the 30th of January on Nickelodeon, or for the rest of the world on the internet. Anyway.
Nick TV, didn't they used to call them or something?
Right, I don't care.
Anyway.
How long was that?
I don't know.
I
Right.
told you that was going to take
What
long,
else?
but I will.
Next.
But I will briefly now. So I'm basically talking non-stop. But we're going to get to Ghost. Sazer-X. This is dragging on for me. I've literally watched 3 episodes since the last talk, I think. Basically, everyone's still annoying. It's still like whatever. You've got Shark Taicho, or whatever the fuck he's called, fighting with Jackal, and and then Blade gets returned to the fucking mothership or something. And like the 2 female villains are fighting with each other. It's like, I don't care. The main general from the future, I forget, he's got like 1,000,000 eyes in his fucking head. I don't know, he started acting childish actually, because like before he was like, boo hoo hoo, I'm a villain. Now he's just acting like a kid because he can't kill his ancestors or some shit. They're building something.
Anyway. Right.
Kamen Rider Ghost, let's do this.
Right. See, here's the thing.
Can I start this? No, you start this. No, shall I start this? No, you start. No, who starts?
I sort of wondered if I had the technology or the actual program to cut that part, and then I would throw that part as a blooper. Like, should I start it? No, you said no. Should I start it? Anyway, what I was going to say was, prior to the previous episode, I am still waiting for something good to happen in regards to story-wise. Hang on, no. You shut it. Let me finish. Now, story-wise, I'm still waiting to be impressed, honestly. Like, in the intro as well, like, my name is blah, 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 and then, I've been revived, so time has been reset. Let me finish. Anyway, so, we get a new form, it's Goemon, and it looks okay. It's like the first additional form to the Tosan token boost form, whatever. And then we see a new use, should we say, to the Sunglass Slasher.
Well, no, that's the first time we see the Sunglass Slasher, isn't it? It's the first time we see it. When did we see it before?
Last time, when he was facing the not Necron.
Yeah.
But he just used it as a sword, not as the actual proper...
No, right. By the way, alright, I'm not going to spoil it if you don't want me to. But
then don't!
No, like, the identity of Necron has been revealed.
Right, leave it at that.
Right, I know who Necron is. I know, I'm just saying, I know who Necron is. In your face.
Anyway.
Right, so let me sort of, right, because when you say not Necron, you're talking about the Geki Chopper guy.
Yeah.
Right, so, not Necron. Because he doesn't appear in this episode.
No.
He's just... But what I did, I think you kind of blitzed what you were talking about, right? So me going from scratch on this. So, alright, so, we know he's starting from scratch on his 99 days.
Yeah.
And then just randomly, we actually see the Monolith base.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah.
That looks raw. And then what the fuck was that big robot thing?
What big robot thing?
It had like a bobblehead, like Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that thing. It's basically...
Was that a Monster of the Week, or was he a general?
No. They're Monsters of the Week, but in this case...
The other one was the guy who killed... He mentioned...
Yeah. No, basically, these are Monsters of the Week, but they're not possessed.
I don't get it. Anyway, and I like the whole... Tamashi possessing someone. Yeah. That was kind of funky. I mean, again, it's a bit Dano, in my opinion. I was expecting... if anything, if that was to have happened to Ghost, I can't even remember his name.
Takaru.
Was it? Is it Takaru? Yeah. Common name, Taui Taku. I was thinking, oh, it'd be cool if he got possessed, but then it would be a bit like Deno. And then this random guy gets possessed by, now I'll get his name, Ryoma? No.
Ryoma. Sengoku Ryoma. Well, actually...
No, that's from Guy.
No, but this one is a Ryoma. I just got the name wrong.
What's his name, Ryoma? Oh, you should know, you half Japanese man. Anyway. And, so I kind of thought, the way he was doing the whole double personality thing was a bit like Utaros from Deno.
Yeah, agreed.
And then sort of you end on a sort of father-son tiff. It's like, I thought it was quite funny. Oh, you got to try and make this peace treaty. What was it called? A Satcho Alliance or something? Yeah, that was a bit,
yeah.
But going on to talking about the Goemon Tamashi, I will say that it's, I don't know, it looks a bit, because I think it would have looked nice on regular Ghost.
I decline. No. See, I think the yellow on red worked a bit, but the yellow on orange, I think would have clashed a bit.
No, because his regular has orange accents, but he's mainly, it's mainly black. So I reckon it'll look better on the original.
Maybe we'll see. What I do like though is how when he uses the Goemon form, he changes his fighting style, which I really do appreciate.
But that's it. It would have made more sense if he was possessed by Goemon, that he's fighting as a ninja.
Not because the fact that he's using the form.
But alright, but this is it. But does Takaru know ninjutsu? Or, so it because, think about it. In Deno, when he was possessed by the Imagine, his fighting style changed to that Imagine. Whereas here, he's not being possessed, he's just got the power of, lend me your power. But he's not, so if he's going to zap someone or do the gravity thing, whatever, or shoot someone with a bow and arrow, yeah. But, again, because Musashi has the double swords anyway, so he's now being a shinobi, fighting like a shinobi, even though he's not a shinobi. But yeah, but don't get me wrong, and I kind of agree that it looks good, that he fights like, because, it's introduced as, because you got the guy who looks like you, the bald guy, he's like, he was saying all episode, use this Tamashi, and then finally, he's like, alright, if he's going to make me faster, I'll use it. But, so it's good, and again, I just don't like the colour, like red on, bright yellow jacket on a red.
Well, not just bright, that thing is like fluorescent yellow, and I thought...
It's neon, yeah.
Yeah, it was so fluorescent, and I was like, seriously, you could tone it down a bit.
It doesn't do anything for the overall look, so it's not like I could say, they could have made it a different colour. No, the fact that it just doesn't look right on him anyway. It doesn't look right on the
Token Boost
form. Token Boost form, anyway. And just to wrap the episode off, the episode off.
Apparently, just as a summary, we see the token. Hang on. We see the Token Boost second additional form, which is the Ryoma form, but I have a fear hunch of where the fight will be with the Ryoma form.
But anyway, to wrap the episode off, it's like you see, I think his name's Alan. He's, again, he's just adding mystery to the whole thing. It's like, at least they're not going to know what our plan is or something.
Not just that, he says, oh, I'm going to confront my elderly brother, and then we actually get to see his elderly brother, what's it?
Yeah, you see him in the preview, and again, I kind of know what happens there, so, you know.
Anyway.
So finally, just to close this Toku talk off, Zyuohger.
I have not seen the 4th promo yet.
Meh. There's nothing really revealed. Yeah, because I watched 3 and 4 back to back. It's just like meh. I mean, no real info. Just that it debuts on Valentine's Day, February 14th. We've seen what the actors look like. There's, I think, round about now in Japan they're doing. I think the 3rd or the 4th one did mention that they're doing the road show, with the Rangers and the Niningers as well. And actually, at this one this year, they've actually got all 39 Reds.
Fuck.
Yes, they're going all out for the Tokyo Dome City event this year. I don't think there's anything really. We're quite close to it, to be fair. So. All systems are go.
I mean, if anything, the only thing I'll be interested how the execution will be is the mechs, really, for Zyuohger. I mean, honestly, everything else I could just almost go meh.
I think it's going to rip off Shinkenja, to be fair.
It's going to be what?
It's going to rip off Shinkenja, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anything else you want to cap this episode off with?
No, not really. I mean... No, I can't think of anything unless if you can think of anything.
I'm good.
Right, so that's been that and a dwaddling long talk and such, but otherwise, thank you all for coping and such. As always, do like, comment, subscribe, down, the usual. Always appreciate it.
Follow us on the Twitter.
Do you want to do that again?
Follow us on the Twitter at Toku Bros 85.
No, I prefer the Twitter. Yes, as always, we're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the usual. Anywho, the usual. Anyway, so I've been Master KR Bushido, he's been my Toku on the outside, that being Flayvaman! And as always, do join us next time, and as always, with a cam!
This should have come. See you next time.